Hello and welcome to Find Out Nation. I'm one of your hosts, Jamie.
And I'm one of your hosts, Nicole.
And we are here to talk about what happens as a nation. You know what? We've got to stop saying this because
everybody knows
really
now.
Finding out. I
Yeah,
keep thinking that the nation can't fuck around any more than it has.
that's so true.
And
that we can't find out anymore. Like, just the whole fucking around and finding out thing is just like, at some point it's just going to be like, is there ever going to be a week when you're going to get to come on here and be like, the nation didn't fuck around this week, you guys?
I know. The nation has no fucketh aroundeth and everything is good and healed. And
I feel like,
so we're going to come on and just give you a bunch of feel good stories.
Feel good stories all the time. Yeah. I feel like that day is coming. Maybe in the next 4 years, if we're lucky, but it is not today.
So I listened to the Tangled podcast. I've talked about it before, and they were talking about how much their readership has grown in the last year.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, that's because as people have been freaking out about Donald Trump, they're coming, and then they're like, and all of our comments are by left-leaning people who are mad about the gerrymandering and this and that. And it's like, yeah, because we're the ones that are listening and care and are paying attention.
Yes, and are engaged.
Anyway, okay, I digress.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway, we're here to talk about fucking around in the nation. We'll just say that.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
I know.
About the nation's fucking around.
Yes, it fucketh around and it findeth out. Okay, Nicole, do we have a countdown?
We do have countdowns.
Okay.
So 447 before the midterms. We're under 450.
Okay.
We're under 450.
I gotta say, at first I heard that it's 470 and I was like, what the fuck happened? And then I'm like, oh yeah, under 450. Okay, we're good.
Yep. We're 204 in.
Okay, so we're we almost can see a year ahead.
Yeah.
In fact, you and I were just talking about making plans for right at a year. So it feels a little bit like we're close enough that we're making plans.
Yes.
Again, this is such girl math. Or
100%.
We should call this Democrat math. This is Democrat math right here.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Since I would be making plans for January, and that's one full year, we're almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there. He did have time amidst all the fucking around to golf both days this weekend. So we're now at 51 days.
Okay.
$71.4 million. Which will dovetail nicely into one of your subjects that you want to talk about tonight.
Yes, we'll have to talk through the cost of all of this fucking around and finding out.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. But the hot story right now is Trump federalizing the National Guard to once again go in and take over a city.
Yes.
The last time it was Los Angeles. This time it's the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Trump cited a crime emergency after his little protege, Big Balls, was attacked.
Yes.
And was carjacked. And let me say, I would never want to shame a victim or make someone feel bad, or someone who's a victim of a crime is a victim of a crime.
Right.
And absolutely nobody is deserving of any crime whatsoever.
Right.
But he gets hijacked by two 15-year-olds.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing because I saw on Reuters that was saying that allegedly he was assaulted by 10 juveniles, but then they only arrested two 15-year-olds.
Two 15-year-olds. Right. So to your point, the story doesn't add up. One was a boy, one was a girl.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
I think that's what I read. It was a guy and a girl.
Okay.
They beat him up because he refused. So he and his date were in his car at 3 a.m. They refused to give over their car. And so apparently a brawl ensued. And the pictures of Big Balls are just bloody.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, the blood appears to be from his nose. Maybe he got punched in the face.
And nothing bleeds like a head wound. We all know that.
It does. But at the end of the day, okay, we got attacked by a gang of 15-year-olds. It reminds me of, did you watch Parks and Rec where Jerry got like his burrito stolen from a couple of kids who beat him up? Like, that's what it reminded me of. Like, you're a government, like, and the other thing that cracked me up is the article that talked about him kept calling him a teenager. And I'm like, he worked for the federal government. Like,
he still does. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. It's insane. This is what they are using as justification.
That's right. So Trump didn't actually cite big balls, but he said, he basically came out and said, oh my God, the city is going to shit. The crime here is worse than it is anywhere else, and blah blah blah.
Girl, did you hear him? Oh well, never mind. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Keep going.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. I love it when you get this upset about something.
I was just gonna say, like,
crazy.
Oh my God, when we were listening, you were watching, and I was listening to the batshit crazy press announcement yesterday.
That shit
when
crazy.
He said that crime in DC was worse than Bogota, Colombia.
Yeah.
I almost fell out of my chair at my desk because I was in the office. I was like, I can't believe I'm fucking listening to this right now. Like,
yes.
Are there people that are listening to this and actually believe it to be true?
So what's crazy is, the head of the DC police has come out with all these statistics. Everyone is saying that overall crime in Washington, D.C. is down. Mm-hmm. Violent crimes are down 26% from last year. D.C. is enjoying a 30-year low in crime, according to Rachel Maddow was saying it on her show. Like, crime has gone down in Washington, D.C. But, of course, no, we are claiming that the crime is the worst crime ever. And they have to come in and they have to – and – we're going to be tough on crime, except the convicted child rapist, Ghislaine Maxwell. Like, she gets
a pass.
Yeah. Or the machete murdering guy that we got from Venezuela that we've turned out on the streets in Orlando. Like, we're not tough on him.
It's totally fine.
But we are going to be tough on homeless people who are now going to be fined for being homeless. Like,
or they can stay in jail. Yeah. Or they can stay in jail, which I don't. So when Immigration Barbie was talking about that on the news tonight about, we're going to clean up the streets from all the unhoused and, they can go to jail or they can pay a fine. And I'm thinking, do you understand that 3 hots and a cot isn't the deterrent you think it is?
No.
Like, people can't pay a fine if they're unhoused. Most of these people probably do not have jobs. How are they going to pay said fine, you dumb twat? But that's also the point, right? Like, that's the point. And when he was talking during the press conference about these places where they go out every day and they clean their sidewalks, like, we don't do that here in America and we need to. And like, the whole thing is about fucking image and him wanting to clean up the streets around the Capitol because he doesn't like looking at unpleasant realities.
That's right. And instead of actually addressing the issue,
and trying to help,
coming up with some bipartisan bill to address homelessness in Washington, D.C. and offer more shelter and more outreach and more help. Instead, this is our solution because
we're going to jackboot him.
That's right. Because again, homeless people just existing are not criminals. Like, just being a person that is homeless is not a crime. But we're going to so the first night they arrested 23 people.
No shit. I hadn't heard any of the statistics. I didn't know that.
The crimes that they arrested were drunk driving, drugs, and subway fare evasion.
That's the crimes they arrested for?
Thank God.
Subway fare. I feel safer now. Yeah, and the heat's on top of this.
Subway fare evaders.
Yes,
are out.
Oh,
fuck those motherfuckers.
Yes, exactly. How dare they?
Bullshit.
I really hope
they're stealing from you, American.
Yeah, literally, America.
They're stealing from you.
I hope Big Balls feels safer running around at 3 a.m. at DuPont Circle without
now, if he rides the goddamn subway,
he can know that everyone on it with everybody on it with him has paid the fare. They're not riding it for free. I did see a statistic. According to the Community Partnership, an organization working to reduce homelessness in DC, on any given night, there's roughly 3,782 single persons experiencing homelessness in a city of about 700,000 people. And most of those homeless individuals are in emergency shelters or transitional housing. About 800 are truly considered unsheltered or on the street. In a city of 700,000 people.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying it's not an issue that shouldn't be addressed, to your point, but let's be fucking realistic about it.
Rampant. They're not in people's front yards. They're not like,
yes. And again, I don't know that we need the fucking military coming in.
Right. Because that's the other thing, is that fighting homelessness has been a central tenet of what they have said they are addressing with these efforts, is cleaning out homeless tents and fighting these types of issues. So, okay. Ed Martin, Trump's original choice for U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, issued a press release in April hailing a 25% drop in violent crime rates from the previous year. But his recently confirmed replacement candidate, former judge and former Fox News host Jeanine Pirro, brushed aside the data to argue that violent crime remains a significant issue for victims. These were vibrant human beings cut down because of illegal guns. I'm sorry.
Oh, so now we care about illegal guns?
Right.
That's weird.
Victims. So
we don't talk about Epstein's victims
trial. Like,
right.
We're listening to victims now.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. Now we're supposed to believe that you give it two shits about victims of any. Right. How about victims of school shootings?
That's right. Or CDC shootings, which we're about to talk about in just a second.
Yeah.
But here's the real crazy thing, is that I guess they were fact checking her while they were presenting this, and were saying, hey, listen,
that's fucking great.
Right. Like, your crimes are down. They're better than they've been. And she's like, I don't believe it. I think the police chief is just wrong.
Oh, okay. So this is, are we going to, maybe we'll fire him next, since we'll fire
him next.
We'll fire him next.
I said that's the best part, but that's not the best part.
What is it? The best
part is that they are considering giving Big Balls the Presidential Medal of Honor.
For fucking what? Getting his face beat in by a 15-year-old?
For his heroic bravery in fighting, in fighting these carjackers, these 15-year-old carjackers.
Alleged carjackers.
You can go to jail for. Like, if you're an adult and you're fighting a minor, can't you go to jail for that?
Yes. And I'd like to remind everybody, because that's what Trump had said on one of his True Social posts after the whole thing happened with Big Balls, was that he wanted them tried as adults. Very much like the Central Park Five.
Right.
That he still to this day stands behind his bullshit, even though they've been exonerated. Yep. But this is an alleged carjacking. We don't again, I'm not trying to victim shame, but I am playing devil's advocate here, because fuck Big Balls. I'd beat his face in too.
Oh, you're about to be a meme with your fuck Big Balls. Fuck Big Balls.
Fuck Big Balls. And so, what we only have, we don't know what these two 15-year-olds are saying, if they're still in jail, or what they're saying about what happened. How do we know he didn't attack them? How do we know that he didn't do some shit, some words got exchanged, and these 15-year-olds went to town on his fucking face, and it had nothing to do with attempting to carjack him? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't know the full story. We just know what Big Balls and Trump are saying. And we know that Trump's a goddamn raging liar. So we can't believe anything that comes out of his fucking mouth about a goddamn thing.
That's right. So this guy, I can't remember what his name is, Billy something or other. He's a big right-wing conservative journalist. Brought it up during the question and answer period during the thing.
Yesterday?
And girl, he is being eviscerated about you as a journalist, this is what you're going to say. And they're like, so you get the chance to ask the question in the room, and this is what you're going to use it for. You are a joke of a fucking journalist.
Shut up. What did he ask?
So Trump at the very end, I don't know. I don't think you were still listening.
No, because I had a meeting, so I didn't get to listen to him take questions.
Right. So he basically was like, I've got all these people up here. Because remember, I don't know if you didn't get to watch it.
No, but I knew Kash Patel was up there and Hegseth, because I heard them speak.
Hegseth.
Yeah.
this Janine Pirro and like everyone and their mothers up there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's like, I don't want to keep all these people here. I want to let some of these people go. Like,
because everybody's just so busy sucking my ass so that they've got to go.
Does anyone have any more? By the way, did you just see? That's my husband right there.
Is that's hilarious? I should have known with the bright orange on that's who that was.
I'm sure he was like, I'm on the.
I want to be part of the podcast
now. Anyway,
that's so great.
So yes, so like Trump's like, I want to let all these people go. So can we are there any more questions about DC? Every hand in the room shut up. Yeah. This guy gets his 5 cents, and he's like, first of all, I want to let you know that I really appreciate you taking care of this crime. I personally have been a victim of violent crimes here in Washington, D.C. I have friends that watch murders on their Ring camera. And
sir?
A neighbor like got $20 stolen from her, blah, blah, blah.
$20.
I just want to thank you. And then he's like, and also, have you considered giving big balls? And he literally used big balls, Presidential Medal of Freedom. And Caroline, pick me, laugh.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, I'm sure it's something we can consider. And girl, Trump
ran with it.
Yes.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Okay. I love that your response is, what? What?
I just don't even understand. I mean, Hold on. I can't even type. I'm so outraged. Hold on. Okay. In order to get the fucking Presidential Medal of Freedom, you have to have made especially meritorious contribution to the security or national interests of the United States, world peace, or cultural or other significant public or private endeavors.
Rosa Parks got a Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
And now she could be amongst greatness.
Big balls. Amongst greatness. It's exactly right. Amongst greatness. Who are we, such lowly peon podcasters, to question Big Balls' right to have the Presidential Medal of Freedom?
You're not wrong. Okay, so speaking of tough on crime.
God. Yes.
Okay, so the CDC was recently shot up by a man in Georgia who fired 180 times into the building. He tried to break into the building to fire inside the building, and when he couldn't get access, he went across the street to a pharmacy and I guess continued just open fire shooting. Yeah. And it's weird because I heard there were 500 casings, but only 180 bullet holes. So I'm not sure. The reporting was kind of murky there.
Yeah.
But he ends up shooting himself, and he shot and killed one Georgia police officer, David Rose, who had responded to the scene as well.
Yeah.
The Associated Press report that this guy was living with his parents, and his father contacted police and identified his son as the possible shooter. The father said that the guy was upset over the death of his dog and became fixated on the COVID-19 vaccine. The authorities recovered documents and electronic devices at the family's home. They're being analyzed, as well as the 5 firearms that belonged to the father that were supposedly used in the attack. The documents recovered by authorities expressed that the shooter's discontent with the COVID-19 vaccinations because he wanted to make the public aware of his discontent with the vaccine. He recently verbalized thought of suicide. And he said he told his father that he blamed the COVID-19 vaccine for making him depressed and suicidal. So that's like the story from the Associated Press. So the Union for CDC Workers has absolutely said the misinformation that our government has given about the COVID vaccine and the rhetoric
and
that
all
RFK
vaccines.
Jr. has spouted about vaccines in general are what is fueling this type of response and behavior.
Yep. And it's only going to get worse.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr., which I swear to God, flames on the side of my face. I detest this man.
I know.
So much.
I know. It's very easy to do.
So he has been called out by a former Surgeon General who claimed that he failed in his slow response to the deadly shooting.
Oh, I didn't even know he'd had a response yet.
Dr. Jerome Adams, who served during Trump's first term, said, as the Health and Human Services Secretary, Kennedy's response to the crime at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention was tepid. How you respond to a crisis defines a leader, and quite frankly, Secretary Kennedy has failed in his first major test in this regard. Let me tell you, his Truth Social posts, or maybe he's actually posting on Twitter, I don't know, but they were of him fishing. And this is like hours after the attack he is in charge of is shut up. He has posted nothing. The only thing that we have seen is a communications whatever from the Health and Human Services has come out and said Kennedy's real sad about it. Like, yep, we're real sad about it.
Real sad about it.
That is his only response.
Wow.
He has said like hardly anything else. Like, what kind of boss would what kind of boss?
Yeah, right? No, I can't even imagine. Like, you can't even come out and express, maybe outrage is too strong of a word, but deep concern for your employees in the building who were attacked. Like, there's a way to do that without him saying, this is my fault. Do you know what I mean? Like,
sure.
You can still express concern.
To your point, I don't think RFK thinks this is his fault in any way, shape, or form. But to, like, if this was my company, I know my CEO would be devastated and would like be posting everywhere and would have like personal feelings about the people that were whose lives were in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Under his watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 I mean, this is an opportunity for them to talk about mental health department of, this is an opportunity for him to, but, oh God, I can't even fucking form words tonight. Like this is what happens when,
to bring people together.
Yes.
Even if, to your point, like you still have your beliefs on your vaccines and you're still firing everyone on the vaccine boards and this and that. Yeah. You still have an obligation to be like, I protect these people and I'm not going to instigate any word. I'm not going to use words that instigate hatred towards this group. Yeah. Same with Trump. Like January 6th is your fucking fault.
Yes.
Kennedy, we know this kind of bullshit is
rests
at least
at your
partially
feet.
Due to the rhetoric you fucking spew. But at the end of the day, like
it rests at your feet.
If nothing else, you could have at least responded to say, I take the health
I condemn this attack
of the people that I'm in charge of very seriously. And like you post it yourself. You don't use an HHS spokesperson that just releases a statement. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
But this is what happens when you put somebody in a position that doesn't give a shit. I mean, like he has nothing to do with healthcare. He's literally just part of the manosphere out here spreading, false narratives about vaccines and our country. And so he doesn't understand his role within the bigger healthcare community of this country. So he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yep. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. Okay. So speaking of totally inept members of the government.
Yeah.
Let's talk a moment about ICE.
Yeah. Okay.
So we heard this week. So obviously ICE is having a real problem getting people to work there. We know that.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about your article and
on FEMA?
How they're recruiting new people?
Yes. So this is from Reuters.
Okay.
Reuters is reporting out that the Trump administration is transferring FEMA staffers to help speed the hiring of thousands of immigration enforcement agents. And they're diverting resources away from the agency during hurricane season because they're taking FEMA employees. So ICE has sent notices to affected employees directing them to accept the transfer to ICE or potentially face termination. So you don't get a choice.
Yeah.
Hold on, there was something else within this. FEMA employees who received transfer orders were told they needed to accept or decline the reassignment within 7 days, according to notices seen by Reuters. If they declined or failed to report for duty, they could be fired. FEMA employees have been deployed to other parts of DHS before, including to help with immigration efforts, but it was on a voluntary basis, according to Deanne Criswell, who headed FEMA during Joe Biden's administration. Citing the wording of the notices, Criswell said she was worried the reassignments were not voluntary and that many affected staff would decline, exacerbating staffing shortages ahead of the Atlantic hurricane season's peak next month. FEMA's human resources and security staff are critical to contracting with and vetting local companies and people to respond to disasters. So, yeah, like you could work for FEMA or you can go work for ICE or be fired. That's your choice.
Yeah. Okay. Did you also hear that Dean Cain, former Superman Dean Cain, has decided to suit up and join ICE?
I did hear this.
Okay, and Stephen Colbert made a joke that was like, of course here in LA, if something's failing, you bring Dean Cain. If all you can get is Dean Cain, you know your project is failing or something like that.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I did see something where somebody was saying on social media, like, I've been trying to boycott Dean Cain's shows, but I can't find any.
No.
Like, you're not relevant, dude. Like, you haven't been relevant for a very long time.
Right. Not to mention the fact that Superman, the character Superman, is like the ultimate alien. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So, I mean, people are just.
Well, but we have now lifted any age requirements for ICE. They've lifted any, like they're doing the things we talked about last week where they're, giving out the big $50,000 bonuses, sign-on bonuses. Yeah. They're also, talking about waiving student loan debt for people if they're willing to sign on to ICE. I mean, it's fucking wild.
And here's my thing. Like, if I sign on to ICE and then get fired, or like, oh, I keep raiding my local Dunkin' Donuts and there's nobody
there again today.
Do I give my money? Because I feel like
you got to meet a quota.
I feel like we could all infiltrate ICE.
I should get my daughter involved. I mean, she's got student loans that are getting ready to start up in November. She'd be like, sorry, I went to Dutch Bros again and there just wasn't anybody for me to raid.
Like, we could recruit so many like Gen Z, just out of college folks that would like get their student loans paid off. And sure, they might get fired after 6 months, but like I know a lot of companies that like, as long as you're doing just barely the minimum, that's good enough.
Right.
And like, And so like at the end of the day, I feel like this is $1 million idea. I'm just saying, like,
I think it's great. I mean, look at the South Park episode from this last week.
Okay.
There was much to learn there. And this dovetails nicely into the South Park episode.
Okay, the South Park episode. So you finally, you got to watch South Park. I got to watch South Park. Thank God. Yeah. We are finally into the section of South Park because it feels to me like they had to scrap whatever they had for the season and start all over again.
100%. There's no way that this was vetted by Paramount before they bought it.
South Park? I agree.
Yeah.
But to your point, it's on like Donkey Kong. And so now I guess there's supposed to be more regular episodes because that second one, it took like 3 weeks for us to get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I tell you, it is clear that my family does not listen to our podcast because they all came to me after that episode and are like, do you know that Christy Nome killing her dog story is true?
Yes.
We talk about it.
Yes. It's in her fucking memoir. The bitch is crazy.
She crazy. Yeah. But I will tell you, watching that South Park episode and watching her shoot every dog she saw was
including the one in heaven.
Sad.
Including the ghost dog. I know it's fucking wild.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah, it was hard to watch. And then It was almost as hard to watch as her face melting off and like running around Mar-a-Lago.
I know.
But I almost died when JD Vance came out of Mar-a-Lago. Like tattoo from Fantasy Island.
So I was trying to think with Mark, like what age group would recognize, and the fact that he didn't say the plane,
like, I
cannot believe they did not have him say that.
Yeah,
I was I was like, that's a missed opportunity. But then I was like, what if that's what if that's trademarked?
Oh, it might be. Yeah,
I'll be honest. Like I know I just died when I saw JD Vance's. Yes. But like I was trying to think, what's the age group that you would have?
Oh, I'm sure because like my parents didn't watch that show a lot, but I know enough of it. I've seen enough clips and whatever to know what that show was. My parents were more like Magnum PI, Miami Vice, like that kind of shit.
Mine
but
too.
I bet you that. So I was born in 79, so I'm at the tail end of Gen X. There's probably loads of millennials that have no idea what that reference is.
Right.
That's what that was.
Guess. I'm thinking we are the last generation.
Yeah.
Because I'm like you, 77. So I am at the very end of Gen X.
Yeah.
I'm even in that like Zennial, like we're in that.
Yeah. Like we're on that cusp. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I would say that we are the last group that would recognize that. And I was dying when I saw that.
Yeah. So, it was so great. Yeah.
South Park episode was great. We definitely I am looking forward to the future episodes and I'm hoping they really stay on brand with their.
Yeah, me too. But when they were showing Mr. Mackey and what he had to do to become a member of ICE, I'm like, you just literally show up and say why you want to be a part of ICE, and then they send you to this training video, and then they put you in the back of a van, and you go on your first raid. Like, easy peasy, done. Like, Dean Cain can do that. Dean Cain can totally, we could all do that. Yeah.
Right. If that's all I have to do when I get my $50,000 and my student loans paid off, and like, again.
And what if we find like an immigration lawyer, and like we slip business cards while we're making arrests?
I think that's a great idea.
This is who you need to call. They work pro bono. Like you need to call them. This is your one phone call. Like we could really fuck some shit up.
That's what I'm saying. Like infiltrate from within.
Yeah. I don't even have student loans because I didn't go to college, but I could take a $50,000 sign-on bonus.
Indeed. Yes. That's exactly right. I mean, that would pay for a lot of Louis for me. I'm just saying.
Oh my God. No shit. And quite honestly, I'd do it without the sign-on bonus just to wreak fucking havoc on these motherfuckers.
For sure. If I didn't have a career that I love and a job that I love, I'm 1,000 there with you.
Well, nobody likes a bragger, bitch. So, like, I'm just saying I'd sign up tomorrow.
I understand. I feel that. I really do. I feel that. Okay. So, ICE has been challenging Dean Cain and Stephen Colbert.
I didn't even know that guy was still alive. I forgot he even existed.
I guess he did this whole like Dog Saves Christmas series, and Stephen Colbert's like, yeah.
Yikes.
Okay, I want to pivot.
Okay.
So from leaders that absolutely suck at their jobs,
yes,
to leaders that do not suck at their job.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard that President Trump is now threatening to sue Jerome Powell, the leader of the Federal Reserve Bank?
For what?
So this
not lowering the interest rates?
So this is so dumb.
Oh God.
This is from The Hill. President Trump on Tuesday threatened a lawsuit against Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell related to renovations of the central bank's headquarters. Trump provided no details on the nature of the lawsuit or who would bring it, but he blasted Powell in a Truth Social post and blamed his former Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, for suggesting Powell for the role, even though Powell was appointed by Trump.
Now he's gone rogue.
Yes.
So now he's gone rogue and he's got to go. I mean, it's all fucking bananas.
I know.
This is all so bananas. Like, what are you going to sue the man for?
It
doesn't even make any sense.
So he's calling him Jerome Too Late Powell. He says he must now lower the interest rates. Which
the fucking nicknames kill me.
I know. Jerome Too Late Powell. What the fuck does that mean? So he threatened to allow a major lawsuit against Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell to proceed. Because we all know that he is saying that like he has to. But at the end of the day, we all know it's due to interest rates.
Right.
Steve Mnuchin, and he put it in quotes, really gave me a beauty when he pushed this loser.
Steve Mnuchin. Steve Mnuchin.
Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. Yeah.
Steve Mnuchin. Yeah. Yeah, remember him? He was that tall, skinny guy that then they showed him and his wife at the Treasury when they were printing money.
Yeah. He said the damage he has done by always being too late is incalculable. Fortunately, the economy is so good that we've blown through Powell and that complacent board.
Oh my God.
Considering allowing a major lawsuit against Powell to proceed because of the horrible and grossly incompetent job he has done in managing the construction of the federal building. $3 billion for a job that should have been a $50 million fix-up. Not good. Caroline Dipshit Levitt was asked about it. And she said, he's considering a lawsuit and I won't speak on it any further. I will allow the president to do that. And of course, the Fed's not responding.
Right. Because the Fed's like, we got other shit to do. And Caroline Levitt's like, I can't even speak on this because I don't have any goddamn details.
Right.
Because the man's just talking out his ass.
I forgot to read True Social in the bathroom this morning. So I don't know.
Exactly. I didn't get properly prepped before I came out here in front of the press.
Exactly. And I just I don't know.
What the fuck?
So the economy is so good. I was telling you this before we got on today. The United States has reached a record-setting debt of $37 trillion.
Oh my God.
That is, we are 5 years ahead of when the Treasury Department had planned for us to get there. They anticipated we wouldn't be at 35 trillion until 2030. We're there now.
So it sounds to me like this is Jerome Powell's fault.
No, 100%.
That if he would hurry up and get that building done, we wouldn't already be here.
Right. Especially because the $3 trillion just.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, the chair and CEO of the Peterson Foundation said in a statement that the government borrowing puts pressure on interest rates. We are now adding $1 trillion more to the national debt every 5 months.
What?
That's more than twice as fast as the average rate over the last 25 years. Yes. That is how much debt we are accumulating. And of course, you know that the big, beautiful bill, all it's going to do is add another $4 trillion.
Make that worse. Yep.
How insane are we? What universe are you in that the economy is so, and of course we lower interest rates, which makes it very, very cheap for people to buy things. But it also means that, of course, it raises prices on everything under the sun.
Yes.
I don't know.
Holy shit. Okay. I did not know that.
You had some numbers as well around,
the tariffs. The tariff money coming in.
What did you find on the tariffs?
So this is from CNN reporting, so it's liberal, left leaning, whatever. But in July, the U.S. government collected nearly $30 billion in tariff revenue, according to the Treasury Department, which is a 242% jump in tariff revenue from July of last year.
Yeah.
Since April, when Trump began imposing a 10% tariff across nearly all goods, the government collected a total of $100 billion in tariff revenue, 3 times the amount collected during the same 4 months last year. So Trump said Tuesday, the purpose of what I'm doing is primarily to pay down debt, which will happen in very large quantity. But I think there's also a possibility we're taking in so much money, we may very well make a dividend to the people of America. Neither of which has occurred yet. So while the tariff revenue being collected isn't sufficient to wipe away the $1.3 trillion budget deficit the government's running for the current fiscal year, tariff collections have caused that figure to shrink. Yeah. But
we're still outspending the number.
Spending. Like crazy. That's exactly right. And any American that thinks there's no way that they're sending checks to the American people.
No.
On these tariffs, unless, like when Trump did it during COVID, he had to be browbeat into it, and then he had to make sure that each check had his physical signature on it.
Yeah,
because the man is fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
But
yes.
No, go ahead.
to your point, like my company benefits greatly when we have government payments. So I don't hate it by any means, except for the fact that we're not collecting enough tariffs to offset the cost.
Right.
And what they're saying is that like, this is costing U.S. companies so much money that they are now reporting like decreased revenue. So he's having to sit down with all the major like auto manufacturing companies, which is like the last big manufacturing company that the United States has, and talk to them about how they're getting all their products in. And there was this new, so I haven't read a ton about it, but my kid, of course, is video game. That's all.
Yeah.
And we are a video gaming family, not to mention the fact that like the amount of computers we have in our house is insane. Because it's what we do. It's what we enjoy doing. So I don't know if you've heard, but NVIDIA, so there's currently like import on Chinese imports, and we're adding, of course, we've got the tariffs for the Chinese imports. Mm-hmm. Well, Chinese companies, I guess, are trying to get NVIDIA and AMD, which are American-based companies, chips that are like good for AI exported from the States to them, which is exactly what we're trying to do, right? Like the whole purpose of the tariffs is to export our chips to China. But because we are in a technology war between us and China, we have reduced the number of export passes, whatever you want to call them, to be able to export the number of chips to China, because of course we don't want to let China beat us in the AI war.
Of course not. Yeah.
So what they are talking about doing now is giving the federal government 15% of its revenues that it will make based on the sale of China. And Trump's just signing deals. And like all these experts are like, wait. This has never happened. Companies have never been able to purchase, export. What are they called? They're not passes. They're like export.
Like waivers almost?
Yeah. Like
they're waiving the tariff for them? Yeah.
And allowing them, because they're not allowed to export the chips. And so, hang on. NVIDIA and AMD deal. So right now, the White House says it's working out the legality of NVIDIA and the AMD China chip deals. And this is from CNBC. The Trump administration is still working out the details of its 15% export tax on NVIDIA and AMD and could bring deals of this kind to more companies, the White House's Caroline Leavitt said on Tuesday. Right now, it stands with these two companies. Perhaps it could expand in the future to other companies. They're saying that, like, in the past, those types of deals were always approved by Congress. And now, like, the Department of Commerce is looking at the legality of it because
Trump's just doing it.
Yeah, just did it. Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I guess President Donald Trump confirmed that it had negotiated a deal with NVIDIA export license. They're called export licenses.
Oh, okay.
For the China specific, blah, blah, blah. And he said that if I'm going to do it, I want you to pay us as a country something because I'm giving you a release to be able to export it to us. It's crazy.
Wow.
Like we are operating in a way that we've never done before and takes all of the control and gives it to Donald Trump, which is just absolutely fucking crazy. I just cannot believe that
Which would never have been allowed by Congress for any other Republican or Democratic president.
In all fairness, I think that if Barack Obama had wanted to withdraw export licenses and require them to pay,
Nancy Pelosi would have fucking lost her shit.
Absolutely, I think so too. I absolutely think so too. So I don't know. And then, like, anyway, it's crazy.
Wow.
Okay. Let's talk about something that hits a little closer to the values-based side instead of let's move away from the economy. Let's move to more of the values-based side. Okay. So one of the things, of course, that has been a big talking point for weeks and weeks and weeks right now has been the Epstein files. The right is still pissed that the Epstein files have not been released. They did come out and say that the conversation between what's his name, Donald's lawyer.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember what his name is
right.
either.
Him and Ghislaine Maxwell, they're trying to compile it all so they can release it because they don't want anything but transparency. And it's kind of funny because like the right kind of thought, okay, maybe the rhetoric's died down. And then JD Vance goes on Fox News over the weekend and like brings it all up about how this is all the Democrats' fault. And yes, and how
I didn't know
they
that.
want nothing but transparency and they're working really hard because they're going to release everything. And behind closed doors, it's like, are we going to release everything? Like that people are pissed at him because not only did he bring it back up and remind people that this is happening, now he's promised to release things again. And then supposedly they were going to have a meeting to discuss it. But then they came back and said, no, there is no meeting, even though Fox News was even reporting out that there was a meeting. So then they have a meeting and then they're like, but we didn't talk about the FCC. Like it's a fucking mess over there.
Oh my God. Nobody knows. They cannot keep their fucking story straight between the group of them. And so it's just a fucking disaster.
What I do love. So I was watching the Young Turks and they were talking about how, you know, when JD Vance brought all this back up, like Republican puppets, they're actually going hard on this. They're saying like, this is insane. Why wouldn't they? So then they started talking about how there is like a lot of there was an Israeli, maybe ambassador that was really close to Epstein. And now it's like, was the whole scheme a blackmail scheme? And like, was Netanyahu part of the conversation? Like, anyway.
Oh, Jesus.
So at some point, I want to sit down and have a conversation with you specifically about like, what are the craziest conspiracy theories behind it? Because I don't think they're as crazy as they think they are.
Yeah.
But the one thing that the Young Turks said is that it's shocking how people are actually like talking to their values because at the end of the day, like it's been such a dogmatic, whatever Trump says, I believe in it, whatever. But this is the one thing that they haven't been able to talk their way out of. And it's like, are Trump voters really so batshit crazy that grab him by the pussy didn't bother him? The
beauty pageant shit didn't bother him. Yeah. The weird, gross things the gross things he would say about his own fucking daughter.
The getting peed on by Russian whatevers.
Prostitutes,
like none of that bothered them. Yeah. And now they're finally saying this is enough.
This is it.
Because that they're actually going to be like, I can't believe Trump anymore. That people are actually living to their values, which is like surprising. It is actually surprising.
I think so. Yeah. I find it surprising.
So the other story this week around like our social values that is not surprising. So the White House has announced that it's going through the entire Smithsonian.
Yeah. And I haven't had any time to do any research on it other than, it was announced today that they will be going through all of the exhibits at the Smithsonian, which again, I haven't made it to DC yet, but I'm pretty sure it's like 10 different museums.
Yeah.
This is the real quick down and dirty on it that I got that I haven't had a chance to do too much research on it. So, they're going to review Smithsonian Museum exhibits, materials, and operations ahead of next year's 250th anniversary to ensure they align with Trump's interpretation of American history, emphasizing unity, progress, and enduring values under his executive order to restore truth and sanity to American history. His interpretation.
I love this journey for us.
So, does this mean we're just going to skip the Civil War? Yeah. We're going to skip like all of it? All the slavery, all the things?
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Like his interpretation, the man is ignorant. The man doesn't read. The man doesn't know. He's not even, I'm about to say this and I don't want to offend any of our white male viewers because my husband falls into this category. And
don't worry. Our husbands don't watch it. They're fine.
Oh, that's true. It's fine. Like most white men of a certain age, your father, my father, our husbands, are obsessed with World War II. World War II in color, like all the things, like is happening most of the time on the History Channel at some point in our houses. He's not even one of those dudes. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know how many times my family has seen Monuments Men and has watched the mini series of
my father has infected my child to the point where my kid is like, hey, can we buy Hacksaw Ridge off of this? And have you watched, like, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Movies that, and I'm just like, the obsession is real. But to your point, like, the obsession's real because if you have a curious mind and you care about what has happened in our world
and how to prevent it,
you want to know these things. You crave this knowledge. And like even my 14-year-old is obsessed, and Trump is not that person.
Not at all.
Because he's just not curious in any way, shape, or form. No. And it's really depressing.
Yeah. And so the fact that they're going to go through all, like I told Jamie tonight, I'm like, so I think my shot's over in getting to go to the Smithsonian until this cuckoo bird is no longer anywhere in DC and like actual exhibits of truth can be put back into place. Because I'm not like, what the fuck? Like we're going to go through the exhibits for his interpretation of history?
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. The fact that we are allowing an interpretation of our American history is all you need to know about this administration.
But this is what we do. This is what the white nationalists do, right? It's their interpretation
100%
of the history of our country.
That's right. And then we also deleted parts of our Constitution this week.
We did. Yeah, sure did. Yes. So constitution.congress.gov is the official site. It's the official government run website that outlines the entire Constitution. They removed Article 1, Section 9 and Article 1, Section 10 last Wednesday, but then restored it the same afternoon once people figured out it had happened and it started getting blown up in the media. So, Article 1, Section 9 protects habeas corpus. Article 1, Section 10 protects states' rights. But this is the part that cracked my shit up. Oh my God, hopefully I actually put it in here. Oh, yeah. The Library of Congress issued the following statement, okay? We apologize for the confusion resulting from the missing content on the Constitution annotated website today. It has been our urgent priority to republish the content and determine what happened. Constitution Annotated is an educational tool which includes discussions of the Supreme Court's latest opinions linked to the text of the Constitution. When updating the site to reflect our constitutional scholars' analysis of the impact of the latest cases on Article 1, Sections 8 through 10, the team inadvertently removed an XML tag. This prevented, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to talk to Jamie about this because of what you do in your career, I knew, like, this prevented publication of everything in Article 1 after the middle of Section 8. The problem has been corrected and our updated constitutional analysis is now available. We're taking steps to prevent a recurrence in the future.
Oh my God.
Do we for 1 second believe that this was an accident? I don't.
No. Well, so when you're writing HTML
was Big Balls running the XML update? Like, what's happening?
That's exactly right. Like, when you're writing HTML code, it is easy enough to put in, like, you have a header tag and you have a footer tag around all of your stuff. Okay. I get it. But at the end of the day, like, I don't work in HTML coding. And I know that that's important. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and here...
I never work in, I have to code in HTML once or twice a year because I have to put out an email. Yeah. And it has to be in HTML language because a son of a bitch who watches this show designed this for me and made me learn HTML in order for me to send out emails.
Oh my God.
Regardless, like I even know that's what you do. And so.
And you don't work for the Library of Congress and do it constantly.
Hello. If you have access to the code, to the Library of Congress, there's no way you are going to be like, well, oopsie.
And here's my thing.
And if you are, I hope to God you're fucking fired.
Well, do we not, I don't know, after we hit publish, do we not scan it?
Yes.
Like, I run my emails most of the time through Chat GPT, and I'll still read that bitch 4 times before I hit send.
You can literally be like, here's my, there are multiple websites out there that are like, here's my HTML code, show me what it looks like, and it will render it for you.
Shut your mouth.
I use one all the time. If someone at the Library of Congress needs to call me, I am happy to share where I go to validate
for a $300,000 consulting fee. Indeed. I will show you where to go. Right.
Actually, all I need is a job on ice. If you give me a job
that's
on
so
ice,
true. That's right. So true.
I will give you the super secret URL that you can go to do your HTML coding validation.
This fucking statement is the biggest load of shit.
Especially because Stephen Miller, that motherfucking...
the head Nazi.
Yep. The head Nazi.
Yep.
It has talked about suspending right of habeas corpus.
Yep.
Like,
and states' rights.
This is like, hey, have this on ice. I shouldn't say the word ice. Have this like
chilling in the background.
Just in case we need to bring this up at some point.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me.
Like, there's no fucking way that I believe for 1 second this was an accident. No. I think here's the thing. Who knows when it actually happened?
No, oh, yeah. Well, so my guess is that
it might have been on Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be surprised only because, like, I bet people are out there often. Like,
constantly looking. Yeah.
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 Who girl? Okay. Another fucking crazy news.
Yeah.
We're going to build a nuclear base on the moon now.
On the moon. On the moon.
I mean, hey, where else would you put a nuclear base?
I mean, I think it's a fucking great idea to put a nuclear reactor on the moon.
So the best thing about this was when I was researching this to find out what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
I get a bunch of like articles that are like NASA plans to build a nuclear reactor on the moon. Here's what they have to say. And, is this going to bring us into Space Race 2.0? And like, they were very journalistic, except for the Atlantic, whose article was, yes, a moon base. Like, that was the title.
Oh my God. A moon
not
base.
Fucking around.
This is so hilarious. The quote from Duffy.
Yeah.
From Road Rules. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. So the Atlantic's lead into this article was,
oh God.
No one can say that the Trump administration is entirely against alternative energy.
Oh,
because
solid
they're
point.
Talking about. So they're going to put a 100 kilowatt. They're what they want to do is put a 100 kilowatt nuclear reactor on the moon.
Yes.
By the end of the decade.
Yes. This is like, I think this is very reminiscent of Kennedy's space race, right?
Yeah.
Like, after President Kennedy was assassinated, Johnson was like, God damn it, we gotta do this. Like, this was his goal. And so this is Trump's swan song.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like because there is the possibility, like right now, astronauts are scheduled to return to the moon in 2027. And the idea is that at some point we could settle on the moon. I get it. And I am not opposed to scientific like research and whatever.
Right. However,
but it's the moon.
It's the moon. And here's the thing that's
right. It's the moon.
It's the moon. And here's the thing that's killing me. So I have two things. So first of all, it's killing me that we expect this is an administration that is anti-science in multiple ways. So we expect this administration to actually have intelligent people working at NASA that don't blow the fucking moon up with this goddamn nuclear reactor. But then when Duffy said there's a certain part of the moon that everyone knows is the best. We have ice there. We have sunlight there. We want to get there first and claim that for America.
Yeah.
Well, have you talked to Musk? Because he wants to claim Mars.
That's right.
So y'all got to get your shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what, sir? What? I guess not the dark side of the moon? We're not listening to Floyd while we're up there. We're just going to stay on the site that has sun and night. Like, I
don't know what we're going to do. Like, we're
batshit crazy.
I don't know either. I really don't either. But yeah, so a NASA senior official says it's about winning the second space race, but he asked for anonymity to discuss the documents ahead of their wider release. Okay. This
guy, he's an expert on space-based nuclear power. I didn't even know there was an expert in that. His name is Roger Myers. He said, for any long-term human occupation of the moon, solar power alone won't be enough. Because the sun sets on the moon for 2 weeks. So you have to have another source of energy. So they're going to have nuclear power. Yeah. But the key difference, but I highlighted this really quick. I'm sorry. I'm probably taking longer than you. So the key difference between Earth and the moon is that on Earth, we have an atmosphere. So we can cool the reactors. Many nuclear reactors are cooled by water, which in turn discharges the excess heat into the environment. Without an atmosphere or any bodies of water, nuclear reactors on the moon need to radiate their excess heat directly into space. That means they need large radiators that can help them dissipate the heat load. The reactor's design also requires them to operate at higher temperatures than on Earth. Doesn't sound like anything could possibly fucking go wrong with that.
No,
we're just going to go to the moon and wreck it like we've wrecked this Earth.
Who gave that quote?
That quote is from, hold on, it just said it because I copied it off of, I can't pronounce their name. Okay. Last name is Lal. It did not. Last name is Lal, L-A-L, a former associate administrator for technology, policy, and strategy at NASA.
Okay. So at least it's someone who probably, because I
knows what the fuck they're talking about.
I read that they had already had plans to put like a smaller nuclear reactor on the moon. That was like a 40 kilowatt nuclear reactor. Yeah. And so like, I'm at least encouraged that NASA has thought about this before. But
true.
Right. But to your fucking point, the fact that it is these bozos makes me just want to, like, if this is not a South Park episode.
Girl, this is like Megamind.
So mad.
Wasn't Megamind trying to steal the fucking moon?
Yes.
Yeah. Or Groot, or not Groot, but Gru from Minions or whatever. It's just fucking insane.
Oh God. Okay. The last article because we're getting close to time. In fact, we're a little bit over, but the last thing that I want to talk about really quick is the gerrymandering fight. We've been covering it for several weeks now, but in my mind, it's a big thing because a lot of people have a lot of opinions about it. Greg Abbott, the Texas governor, has decided that he's going to call for another vote. Texas Democrats are saying they're going to not be there. So good luck to you.
Good for them.
They have not been able to pass this gerrymandering change because because Texas Democrats are not in to do any of, to vote on any of it.
Mm-hmm.
So now the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton, on Tuesday called for the arrest of former Representative Beto O'Rourke, whose political group is assisting the missing Democrats. Paxton alleged in a filing that O'Rourke violated a temporary restraining order on offering financial support to the Democrats, because all the Democrats have come out and said, listen, we're doing the best we can, but as state lawmakers, like, we don't make any money. Like,
money.
Right. We don't make shit.
Yeah.
We all have other jobs. So like being away from Texas is a big fucking problem.
Yeah.
Which I totally get. And so Beto O'Rourke's political group has been trying to help out by offering financial relief to some of these Democrats so they could be away longer. And so like Governor Abbott thinks I just have to wait. The longer I wait, eventually they'll have
I'll just wait them out. They have to come back. Yeah.
They'll have to come back. So that's what we have to do. But now this Ken Paxton is saying Beto is about to find out that running your mouth and ignoring the rule of law has consequences in Texas. He posted on X. It's time to lock them up.
Oh my God.
Right.
Calm down. Like, Texas, I'm pretty sure oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, that's all right. Texas committees in the Senate and House passed identical maps that could help Republicans win an additional 5 House seats. Governor Gavin Newsome, he says he'll call for redistricting if Texas does. But he posted in a social media post on Tuesday, which I gotta say, I was trying to watch Gavin Newsome's podcast, and it's painful. Like
I haven't watched it.
He talks a lot about himself. Like,
of course he does.
Which maybe I do too. I don't know, but it's a lot. But anyway, but he did post, and this is in all caps: Donald Trump, the lowest polling president in recent history. This is your second to last warning. The next one is the last one. Stand down now, or California will counterstrike legally.
Counterstrike
legally to destroy your illegal crooked maps in red states. Press conference coming. Hosted by America's favorite governor, Gavin Newsome. A final warning is next, and you won't like it. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Oh my God, I love that he's just like tweeting like Trump, and the whole like thank you to you for your attention to this matter. The fact that he started ending his tweets that way, like it's an official way to communicate to the government, is insane.
And the fact that this is your second to last
warning. The next one will be the last one.
It's your second to the last warning, and I'm telling you, it's fucking coming. The last warning.
That's
and then
great.
The thing that'll happen is coming after that. But the next one is your next last warning. Like,
the fucking trolling is so unhinged.
Great. I don't know who's running this social media post.
They need a raise.
It cannot be Gavin Newsom on the toilet. No. But maybe it is. I don't know.
Maybe.
But at the end of the day, like, I love that.
They need a raise.
I had to speak of it.
Fucking great. That's so great. I love it.
This is you fucked around. You'll have to fuck around again, and then you'll get your last warning. Yeah. And then you fuck around, and then you'll find out.
Exactly.
Like, what if that was the name of our podcast? Fuck around again, and fuck around a third time, and you find out.
And then CrowdStrike, or whatever you said.
Right.
Yes.
That's when you find out.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God.
I can't help it. Okay.
Fucking great.
I know we have some other stories that we put on our list because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there was a lot this last week.
I had a story on Letitia James. You have a story on the new census. There's a new head of the labor statistics, and it's crazy. Yeah. They fired the head of the IRS. And we can't forget that dipshit in Kentucky, who is the gay marriage denier, is now appealing to the Supreme Court to try and get that overturned. But with that said, we're running out of time, so I think we'll have to figure out what we're going to talk about next week. Yeah. But I did want to just check: is there anything that is critical that you want to make sure that we cover this week?
No, I think the only other thing I had was about the Air Force denying early retirement to the transgender service members, but we can put that on next week.
Well, and you and I have talked about, we have a friend of the podcast who is transgender. She has talked about wanting to join our podcast and have just a frank conversation. Yeah. So it might be a good opportunity to talk about both same-sex marriage and the Air Force and the transgender and Pete Hegseth. And he had some comments this week around transgender, and J.K. Rowling's had some new comments around transgender, which is super fun. Oh,
Jesus. I didn't know about any of that. Psycho. Yeah, she is.
But with that said, so we might do a special episode here in the next week or two where we talk specifically about transgender issues and maybe even get a chance to talk to someone who lives and dies by those every day. So I'd love to do that. Okay. Yeah. With that said.
You want your happy ending?
Please have my happy ending.
Yes. So this happy ending's a little weird this week, I think. I feel like it's a little weird, but it very much goes right into what we were talking about earlier. Okay. So this is coming out of, I don't have a fucking clue. I don't know. Anyway, maybe when I'm scanning the article, it'll tell me. Top secret D-Day maps found in cardboard box detail scary defenses faced by allies at the 5 landing beaches. So top secret World War II maps used by allied
U.S. Were they U.S.?
Was what U.S.?
Were the maps were they
bought in the U.S.?
Which side were they on?
Well, they're the D-Day maps from when the Allied invasions of the beaches.
I know, but I assume they came from since they were top
from American soldiers.
From government.
Yeah. Sorry, ours.
Okay,
yes.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I was like, what do you mean the beaches were?
I know. I wasn't explaining myself very well. Apologies.
No. I was having a moment. So So maps used by the Allied troops for the famous D-Day landings were found in a cardboard box after being purchased for $10.
Stop!
5 of the 6 maps provided restricted access detail of the 5 landing beaches of Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juneau, and Sword, with the 6th one for landing craft pilots showing all the beaches. Each map features the French terrain, but most importantly, they outline in chilling detail the German defenses, including barbed wire, minefields marked in purple ink, and flamethrowers.
Oh my God.
The collection has been in the possession of Royal Naval Sub-Lieutenant Walter Page, who served on Landing Craft Tank 2138. His landing craft was one of 900, which played a vital role in transporting men and supplies across the English Channel on D-Day. The maps only came to light when their current owner finally looked through a box of memorabilia purchased at a previous auction for which he paid $10. This week, the documents will be auctioned off by Hanson's Auctioneers in Derbyshire, England, beginning August 13th. So tomorrow. Bids can be placed online at their website if you'd like. The 6 maps will be sold individually, but they're expected to fetch upwards of $20,000 in total.
Oh, I would pay
Can you imagine
$20,000 if I had $20,000.
Yeah.
To have like a framed map.
Actual map. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it says, because it's just, that's wild. So, because more than 150,000 Allied troops were involved in the successful effort to push the Nazis back from the Normandy beaches as they sought to decisively turn the tide of World War II. Yeah. I mean, one of these, a close-up of the symbols on the map explain like what you're looking at on the map. Like it's wild.
It's awesome.
Wild.
I cannot wait to look up this story so I can look and see what these maps look like.
Yeah,
I want to go out to that website just to like look at the maps and see what they
the online at the auctioneer's website. Yeah. I had no idea. I was like, this is so freaking cool.
That is cool. That is awesome. Wow, that is awesome. Yeah. And like how crazy that you're like, oh, let me go through a box and oh shit, look at these. Well, this is like Trump's Mar-a-Lago bathroom all over again.
Oh my God.
Shit,
so
look,
true.
all of a sudden we've got this like high.
All of these like, restricted access details, are just in the bottom of a box. Like it's crazy.
Insane. That's insane. Yeah. But how cool is that? Well, and hopefully like whoever bought the box and got the maps is actually going to make some money off of it. And then a lot of collectors like me, if they can, could get a little piece of history.
I can't imagine going through that box and seeing them and then like not wanting
being
to
like, oh yeah, I remember those, or
or just being like, I'm going to give these to an auction house and let them go. Like, I would like, to your point, I would have that shit framed in my house.
Yes, me too. I 1000%. And who knows? Maybe he's like, maybe the person's keeping one or, whatever. But I would definitely I would think that was badass. So
yes. Anyway. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you all enjoyed that little trip down insanity that has been this week in second week of August. Last week I had a problem with the audio, so apologies for anyone that was geeking out because the sound might not have exactly matched the video.
It was fine.
Hopefully it did not bother too many people. And if you're listening to this on the podcast channel and not watching it, then you didn't even notice it whatsoever. So
that's right. It was totally fine.
Exactly. It was totally fine. Anyway, for those of you who have made it this far, please put a like on this video. It really helps our channel. If you would also subscribe to it, you'll get notifications every time we put a new video out. We hope you enjoyed this. Again, just walk down insanity lane.
Yes.
We are definitely finding out as a nation. We love you.
Yes.
Goodbye.
See you next week for more.
See you next week.